I'll come right out and say it. Mega Man 11 doesn't reinvent the wheel, and it really doesn't have to. That 31-year-old wheel, in this case, the Blue Bombers' winning gameplay formula, is spinning just fine, and it always will. But it does add some shiny rims and stylish tread, just enough to make you feel like you're seeing something different to the 10 iterations that came before. Mega Man 11 is the first main entry into Capcom's signature franchise since 2010, and after 2 regressive throwbacks to the classic NES 8-bit style, Mega Man 11 is a 2.5D side-scrolling action game for this generation, with beautiful backgrounds, well-drawn enemies, and colourful lighting effects that some would argue are out of place in a mainline Mega Man game. You'll either love or hate this visual enhancement, but it totally works for me. In an era where pixel art and retro platformers are all the rage, it's refreshing to see a developer nail the feel of those old games with a twist of a new graphical style. I've played and beaten 8 Mega Man or Mega Man X games in the past 2 years, and this vastly unique art style will definitely make Mega Man 11 stand out in my memory. It's the first time I can say playing a Mega Man game on the PS4 actually feels like a PS4 experience. Like the Mega Man games before it, there are 8 boss stages to tackle in any order. Each level is themed to that wacky robot master, each boss fight presents a unique fighting style and strategic challenge to overcome. After defeating them, Mega Man receives their weapon of choice, each one providing a rock-paper-scissors style advantage against another boss. I found this experience was far longer than most of my Mega Man series playthroughs, and if you still have any questions about getting bang for your buck, the challenge mode from Mega Man 10 and the recent Legacy collections is back, now with a variety of ways to test your skills with speed and precision. So yeah, there's a lot familiar in Mega Man 11, but what's different this time around? Well, the most significant addition to the gameplay experience is the double gear system, which is either used as a power-up to temporarily upgrade your firepower, boosting the effects of special attacks, or to slow down time and make easy work of more powerful enemies. This is even more helpful with the trickier platforming movements, which I found more frustratingly challenging than any in the Mega Man series before. While enemies will eventually become easy to predict, falling into a pit or getting knocked into spikes was the greatest threat, even when I felt familiar with the stage. This retelling of the Dr. Wily origin story comes with full voice acting and fun characters, which will make Mega Man 11 accessible to kids. And I know what you're thinking, these games, they're way too hard for kids these days, in an age of autosave, infinite lives, and regular checkpoints. But the casual mode is back, and the introduction of newcomer mode provides an even simpler way to learn the ropes, with reduced damage and removed instant death traps like the bottomless pits and spikes. This feature also allows even the most experienced Mega Man fans to explore levels with less consequence as you plot out a speed run or determine the ideal boss order that you want to tackle. If you're sitting there scoffing as a veteran of the series, right from the start you can select the Superstar difficulty and test just how good you really are. The game's difficulty on normal mode was challenging enough for me. However, like its immediate predecessor, Mega Man 11 does offer some assistance through a variety of power-ups, extra lives, and health refills that you can purchase using bolts you collect as a form of in-game currency. Old school gamers might find this sacrilegious, but there's nothing forcing you to take this path to an easier experience. I feel like you can't talk about this franchise without touching on music, and while Mega Man 11's sound design is fantastic, and its soundtrack does the job, there's nothing here quite as catchy as those chip-tuned classics from the NES days. If you're a trophy or achievement hunter, there's a great list here that will reward you for the way you play, and some true challenges that only the hardcore players should even attempt. People who know this series should know exactly what they're getting here. A whole bunch of cool and fun levels, some crazy enemies, some tricky platforming, and a slew of challenging and varied boss fights. The new coat of paint is enough to make it feel fresh, but Mega Man 11 is familiar enough to satisfy the gameplay loop you know and love. For newcomers to Mega Man, this is a chance to experience a modern interpretation of a classic formula from one of the great platforming series of all time. I can see Mega Man 11 being a gateway into older titles, as well as an appreciation for the simple joy of the fundamental gameplay experience that is Mega Man. For more video games and nerd culture coverage, keep your eye on 8bit.net and all the podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective. Now I'll let you enjoy some funky Mega Man music.